Welcome back to Double Down University. I'm back at you guys with the college basketball PrizePicks video for March the 3rd, and we are entering conference tournament season, which is one of my favorite seasons, along with the NCAA that follows up afterward. So let's get into it. We have a lot of early games on this slate, 12 o'clock, 1 p.m., and then we also have a 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. Pick for you guys as well. So let's hop into it. So the first pick I have for you guys is Drew Pember over 18.5 points today, and then I have Bowen over 2 assists and Ray J. Dennis over 17.5 points. These first two games tip off at 12 and 1 p.m. East Coast time. I don't know, West Coast is probably earlier than that, but let's get into it. So with these three games, I like to target anything that has games that have spreads of under 10, especially conference tournament time. I think the Ball State Toledo game is actually just a regular conference game. It's not a tournament game, if I'm not mistaken. It might be. Let me check, but I think that is just a regular end of the season, like last game of the season, trying to finish up the regular season before they hop into the tournament. So that game is, it's actually a regular conference game. So it's not a conference tournament game, but the first two are. So Toledo is a 4-point favorite over Ball State. And Charleston Southern and UNC Asheville are 9.5 point spread, which is pretty good. It's under 10. UNI versus Bradley, this spread just moved probably about 5 minutes ago from 9.5 to 9. So these are really, really good spots. The reason being I like to target these spots is because in these tournaments, a lot of these teams will get into foul trouble or get into the bonus very, very early in the first or second half. So that way there will be a walk-in free throw shooting contest from that point on. And especially if it gets late to where a team is down by, let's say, 7. Let's say it gets to like the 4 or 5 minute mark, and Charleston Southern is trying to come back into the game and trying to get the game within like a 2 possession game where it's a 4 or 5 point game. They will start the foul as it gets closer to like the 2 minute and 1 minute mark, where they're trying to save clock and foul to stop the clock. So that bodes well for us as for free throws, especially for one of our picks, Drew Pember. And then in this matchup in UNI, I kind of want to target this game because they are the heavy underdogs, UNI. But I think Bourne can get his at least 2 assists in this game. I watched him play yesterday, so I can kind of get a feel for how he plays and how his team plays off of him as well. So, but last but not least, let's get into it. So the first person I mentioned was Toledo versus Ball State. So in this matchup is really, really a great matchup for Ball State or for Toledo. They are 8th in the country at 39% 3-point shooting, and Ball State are 350th, which is terrible at defending the 3, as well as mid-range. They also have an advantage, Toledo, at being 59th in the country and mid-range shooting, and Ball State is 229th in defending mid-range, anything mid-range. And Toledo is a fast-paced team. Ray J. Dennis, the reason why I'm targeting him is because he is a high-volume shooter. He will shoot the ball. As you can see, he had a game of 21 attempts, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. So he's a high-volume shooter, and he's super efficient when he doesn't shoot a high volume. As you can see in some of these games where he had less than 18 attempts, he's had 23, 18, 29 off of just 16 attempts, 21 off of 17. And then if you go a little lower, he has off of 14 attempts, 21, 25, 20, and 21. So he does get the job done. He's an efficient scorer. And are they at home or are they away? I think they are away. Yep, they are at Ball State. So let's look at his road splits. So away, he averages 18.9 points per game. He is an 80% free throw shooter away compared to 73 at home. He attempts more 3-pointers away than he does at home, and he's a not too great of a 3-point shooter away from home. But you normally see that in college. A lot of players are better 3-point shooters at home as opposed to away. But that's not 34% is not terrible. As you can see, away he attempts more shots, 16 compared to 13. He doesn't average more free throws away than he does at home, but I think he just gets the job done today. And then in his matchup against Ball State, this is only lone matchup against Ball State this year. He had 21 points off of 17 attempts. He went 9 for 17. He went to the line 4 times. He's made 2 of those 4. He attempted 4 3-pointers, made 1, and had 4 fouls. So I really like him in this matchup. And that's the first pick I have for you guys, which is Ray J. Dennis over 17.5. Moving on to Bowen Bourne. So with him, he has a lot of push potential in this matchup, where I think he's only went under 11 times this year on assists, maybe less than that. Yeah, at least 11 times this year he's went under on just getting 2 assists, but he's 19 for 30 of getting at least 2 assists or more. So I really love his potential here in this matchup. He is going up against, let's see. He's going up against Bradley. So he had a game against Bradley earlier this year where he had 2 assists, but I really like him in this matchup against them as well. They don't have too many advantages as they are the underdog team. So as you can see, the only real true advantage they have on the offensive end of the floor is mid-range, as they are 47th ranked in the country and Bradley is 131st. So I really like his assist potential. He has pretty good talent around him. He has some pretty good bigs as well as Etan Anderson, who's also on the board. I could see him getting a couple assists to him as well. Shooting couple mid-range shots. They have 2 good bigs, Bradley, but one guy, both of them are actually on the board. I think his name is Massett, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Mast and Leons. Leons is more of like a stretch power forward. He is the kind of the guy that he could shoot from all 3 levels: 3-point, mid-range, and near proximity. Mask is more of like a big low post type center where he just gets boards and plays around the rim. So I really like Bourne's assist in this matchup. Moving on to Pember. So Pember, he plays for UNC Asheville against Charleston Southern. Charleston Southern is just terrible, and this is why I want to attack them, is because they're terrible at defending all 3 levels. As you can see here where my cursor is, they're 302nd in 3-point defending the 3-point line, and UNC Asheville is 11th in the country at 39% shooting from 3. Mid-range, 122nd, UNC Asheville, 122nd as well for near proximity. And they're even worse at defending mid-range than they are 3-point and near proximity. So pretty much UNC Asheville, as Burger King says all the time, have it your way. That's what they're going to have today. So they're having notable advantage at all 3 levels. So they should have an advantage there. So I really like him. And he's another one just like Ray J. Dennis, high shot volume guy. Shot the ball 24 times, 21, 18. But he's efficient. He had a 48-point game, 40-point game, 19, 20. We only need him to get to 19. He is getting that pretty consistently, as you can see. He's only had a couple games where he's went under this number of 19. So, really like him as well. And this is at a neutral site. So, the one thing though that I wouldn't say it worries me or anything like that, because this is actually both of these teams' first time playing in this neutral site, so it's not like the UNI advantage I pointed out earlier. They had the advantage of playing there yesterday, so they have more familiarity with the rim. So they both will try to figure it out on the fly, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter where the rim is located because you and Charleston Southern can't guard a parked car on either other three levels defensively. So I just think they should have their way, as well as they are not. I don't think they are a big fouling team. Well, actually, they will expect them to get a above average number of free throw opportunities. So this is perfect for Pember. So if he can get 10 points a half, that he should be able to cover easily. But I think he should dominate in this matchup. So yeah, so those are my three for you guys today. I have Drew Pember over 18.5, Bowen Bourne over 2 assists, and Ray J. Dennis over 17.5 points. Another couple ones that I've kind of looked at that caught my eye too was the Eaton Anderson, either his points or his fantasy, and Claudell Harris. I was not too sure what to do on him because he is a underdog in this matchup as well, but he is another high shot volume guy. Matter of fact, let's go look at Claudell Harris real quick. So let's see, Harris, because I think he has a pretty good. When I was looking, I think he had a pretty good track record against them. Let's see, here he is. So Claudell Harris, he is a chucker too as well on his team. As you can see, 22 shot attempts, 18, 17, 16. He has a pretty good track record of going over 16.5. He's only missed this like maybe 12 at the most time. So, but he is in a tough matchup. He doesn't have too many advantages offensively. As you can see, only advantage they truly have is mid-range. They're not going to have the advantage 3-point and near proximity. And let's look at his splits. So he is a 34% free throw shooter, which is not bad. 32% last year, so that's an improvement. He averages 17 points per game this year on 31 minutes average. This is at a neutral site, so home and road splits don't really play too much a part of it. But let's just look at recency. Like, he struggled recently. 15 points per game, 15 points per game. Another way to look at him too was his rebounds, but I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I'm kind of good on taking guards rebounds, even though they can get rebounds, but I'm just, most of it will have to be on long rebounds. And as I stated earlier, they are a good 3-point shooting team. UNC Asheville, so I could see the potential being there to get a couple long rebounds, but I don't want to bank on that. If anything, I want to kind of just bank on points. Just for him, if I was to target him, I would target points. If you want to just throw something into a little parlay or anything for the early games, just for fun, you could throw in his points or his rebounds. I think he goes over his points. I think he gets like at least 18 points because somebody's going to have to show up for them in order to keep them into the game. So I think he's going to be that number one option for them. So, yep, so that's it for me today. I have Drew Pember over 18.5 points. I have Bowen Bourne over 2 assists and Ray J. Dennis over 17.5. So I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If I get any free time later on in the day, I will drop another college basketball board or picks for later on. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.